Hey guys, welcome back. John Megacycle here with an episode of Rise of Nations. This was a Microsoft game, came out about 2003, 2004, and is pretty much modeled if you're not familiar with Age of Empires. Age of Empires is a real time strategy game, just like this one, that goes through the progression of the times of human evolution when it comes to the ages. So, the classical age, to the Enlightenment age, to the information age, to the technological age, all these steps going from when mankind had nothing but flint and stone tools, all the way up to aircraft and tanks and all that stuff in between. This is also modeled, if you're not familiar with Age of Empires, like a real time strategy version of Civilization. Civilization was a very popular game and actually still is to this day. I believe Civilization 5 just came out not a few months ago. That's a turn based version, very classical, methodical strategy game. And this is like a slimmed down, real time version of it, is how I would really explain it. I played this one off and on. It's been a real old one, like I said, 2003. It's 2014 now. This is another game that I like to pick up once in a while and just play. Not a lot of frills, not a lot of anything. So this was the last matchup I did. I'll go through this really quickly. We have the computer names, we have the nation. The entire world is broken down to several nations. Each nation has certain benefits. For example, the French, just go real quick, receive a free general when they build a fort, their supply wagons heal their troops, siege factory and factory units are cheaper, free lumber mill and upgrades. So that's just a really quick snapshot, and I think you get the idea. Each race or nation or however you want to call it, faction, has their own pluses and minuses, and that's how you play the game, or you could just pick random. So each one represents a nation attempting for either world domination or certain requirements or certain things that need to be achieved in order to win the game. So, we'll go real quick there. We're just going to do a 1 versus 1. My last matchup was a 3v3. I enjoy that because it's a little more... What just happened here? Computer. I like that because it's a little more... I'm having a problem here. There we go. I like the 3 versus 3 because it adds a nice mix and match. You get to see the AI use some tactics and play through, and I enjoy playing with a few more people aside from just myself. So let's go through this real quick. Nation, I've chosen the Greeks. The Greeks have the power of philosophy. We'll go over this real quick. Library research is cheaper and faster. Library research allows you to make your libraries more efficient to generate knowledge. They can build universities and collect knowledge from the beginning of the game. Libraries and universities are 50% cheaper. Many upgrades, especially going through new ages, so the classical age, moving up to the next age, will require a commodity known as knowledge. The Greeks can move a little faster because they have the power of philosophy, which is what it's called, and are able to accumulate knowledge faster. We have one opponent, we're going to leave them on random. Difficulty, I always like to choose tough or tougher or toughest. Tough simply means even playing field. They'll play efficiently and aggressively, no caps, no penalties, no pluses for resources on either side. It's straight up normal. So nothing weird there. One of each team. We'll just go through some of the options real quick. These are pretty standard fare for any strategy games, really. Custom teams, I already defined it. Map style, there's several map setups that you can use, or absolute random. Let's just go ahead and... What's the old world, I think, is just one huge continent. Perfect. Map size, arena is the 1 versus 1. Game speed normal, game rules standard. All these are little things to work on. So you start in the ancient age, you end at the information age. That's how the game's normally played. You can win via victory, which is killing everyone else. Elimination, which is capturing the enemy's capital. Wonder victory, by building so many wonders of the world. Each wonder is worth a certain amount of points, like the pyramids of Giza, the Eiffel Tower, the Kremlin, the Statue of Liberty. These are some examples of what they call wonders. And there's a territory victory, control 70% of the world. No big deal. That all having been said, I hope you guys enjoy. I know I certainly am. I love playing this game. So I'm just going to do some quick work here just so I'm not losing any of my time. And I'll explain what I'm doing in just a sec. Come on. So in the upper left, I'll treat this a little bit as a tutorial. In the upper left, we have our commodity readout. We have buy sell, which we can purchase. We can buy and sell goods once we have a market. To the right of that, we have our resources. Currently, it's food, wood, money, or wealth, and knowledge. Later on, we'll get other commodities such as metal and oil, and so that's later as you evolve later in the ages. And so what we're doing right now is we're attempting to maximize our economy, because the larger the economy, the more stuff will have room for other things, building new structures, creating new units, training more villagers. These are villagers? No, these are citizens. That sort of a thing. At the very top we have the age. The upper right we have the how many people we have and how many cities we can have. Let's see here. Trying to play a little efficiently and try to be helpful at the same time. So let's stop you. This is my library and this is the university. These are the things that give Greek the advantage here. So I'm accumulating knowledge with these scholars that are in here. They're talking about philosophy, math, logic, rules, those sorts of things, and that's what helps me advance to ages. That having been said, we're just trying to get our economy online like I mentioned. In a second here I'm going to build another city. Now I see right about here's going to be good because there's an iron supply, but I want to make sure it has access to other commodities. So lumber, farms can be grown anywhere there's ground, really. There's not a lot of requirement there, so that's good. Okay, moving on. Very lower right we have the victory conditions. I can easily tell that the computer's a little ahead of me. I'm going to blame that on I'm trying to be helpful in teaching. Will that work? I'm going to blame it on that. So let's see here. Let's get some more things going on. Okay. So this has the percentage of the territory of the world they control and their score. Score is indicative of units they've created, research they've done, that sort of thing. Okay. These right here are called precious or raw resources. I think they're called precious resources. This one's Peacock. You can take a unit known as a merchant and he'll set up shop at one of these rare resources, and then they will begin to harvest the resources within. Nope, come on. So let's see here. Come on. Okay, so I have a second. Peacocks give plus 10 wealth, plus 10 metal, which is excellent once we hit the next age, considering metal is going to be a very big benefactor in military and the such. So that's excellent. That's exactly what we need. Now let's get both of our primary cities to deploy troops and stuff in the same location, so I have to micromanage a little bit less. Let's go ahead and get 2 more scholars. Let's see, what can we do for research? Playing this sort of a game, what I really like to do is I like to be a little defensive and then specifically work on upgrades. I like to out-tech my opponents. Again, I think I'm trying to be a little too teachy, so I apologize if I'm missing a few steps here. But as you can kind of get the idea and you can kind of feel what I was saying before, this is like a real-time strategy of civilization, or, you know, that's a really trademarked strategy game. It being turn-based. Let's get way more villagers, citizens. They're called citizens. Oh, population limit reached. Let's cancel these citizens being created, and let's research the thing that will actually give us more people room. Merchant, resource of spice, plus food, plus knowledge, caravan income increased by 20%. That's perfect. Okay. Age of Empires as well, since I mentioned that before, I always kind of felt had a slower approach to it, to age growth and the way in which you play the game. Not bad, just a different pace of how the game is played. This one's a bit faster. I akin this one to be pretty well timed and pretty straightforward once you really get your head wrapped around a build order and they've already hit the classical age. Can we counter with also hitting the classical age? Not quite. But I do hope my economy is a bit better. We've done a good job closing that point gap that was there a minute ago. Okay, so now we have 2 cities. Now is a good time to start working on military. And pretty soon we will want an iron mine. And we're very close. There it is. Okay. Classical Age. Okay, we're still not far behind, though we are still behind. So what we will need to do is I will want to start working on building a small military now. It's going to be a little difficult to maintain anything large at this point, considering we're still trying to work on construction of cities, resource allocation, that sort of a thing. So there we go. That's going to be enough for some more metal production. And very soon I'm going to want to build another city. I also want to keep my military diverse. The nice thing about this game is if you're low on one resource or you don't have a resource, you can still do a fair job with building other units. So the slingers require food and wood, hoplites require food and metal, and bowmen require wood and wealth. So if you didn't have metal, you could at least get some kind of an army. Maybe not the most diverse and probably not the most effective, but you'd at least be able to get something on the field. So that's all we're going to do. That's probably all we're going to build right at the moment. I'd like to get another city. We need to get some research done. There's a lot of stuff we need to start tackling here. More importantly, support structures. The temple increases our national borders. You might notice this red line here on the minimap as well. Am I getting attacked? Oh, their scout showed up. Okay, no big deal. This red line is our national borders. Our culture and other factors involve or are responsible for the expansion of that. Also religion. So once we build this temple, this line should kick out a little bit. Yep, just like that. It really signifies a cultural influence your people have on other peoples. That kind of sounds bad now that I said that out loud, but I think you know what I meant. Like when someone comes out, like the Beatles. The Beatles came from the United Kingdom, they came to America, they were a huge hit. That's a good example of culture, that kind of music, that kind of influence sort of a thing. So that's kind of what's represented here. The religion in the church, your market and money capabilities, that sort of thing. Okay, get in, that's full, fantastic. That's full, fantastic. Okay, cool. It's time to work on another temple over here. Okay, how's our military? We have maybe 7 units? 8 units, okay. Time to make sure we build a little bit here and there. And then of course I'm going to be interested in starting to upgrade. This is definitely one of those things that you don't want to ever be caught with your pants down with no military. That's definitely going to shut you down on the quick fast. Okay. Let's quick see if there's any research we can do. Science, absolutely, please. Military, absolutely. It's going to increase our population cap. And it's really time to start getting another city going. Another hill right here. That's perfect for metals. And actually, I need Empire to build another city. Come on, perfect. Okay, what do we have now? 3, 6, 9, 10. 10 units. That's a good start. But we also need to start diversifying our military. Why don't you come over here? I need a stable and a siege factory and a tower. Why don't you help out? And we're going to do a little bit of mercantilizing there. Now, we can see right now is the border. The Blue Nation, or King Dingamain, I butchered that, I'm very sure. His influence comes to here, or her. I don't know what sex that is. So what we need to do is we need to start pushing back with our influence in our culture. There we go, just like that, to make sure that we don't get muscled out. And the first thing we'll probably build is a temple. Come on. Come on. I'm burning time here. There we go. Okay, 2 citizens will do that. You guys come here. I want an iron mine immediately. Thank you, thank you. Okay, good. Let's pick that up. That's a little victory crate, so to speak. When you find it, you get a free resource. Are they called ruins? It just says exploration. I don't know exactly what that's called. So we're also going to diversify with some hooved warriors. And very soon we're going to want to upgrade our military. It is insanely outdated, which is not good. And we're losing a little bit again, getting caught up. And all the stuff I want to do, let's see here. Let's sell that. Let's get a bunch of this resource sold out and tech cashed in. Also, we can get another, nope, merchant. And now we have some more support buildings. The granary is going to help our food production. Lumber mill is going to help our lumber production. And we also have a smelter, which will benefit our iron mine. Get a lot of this stuff queued up, so even without building new cities, we're still expanding our capabilities. Okay, we need to jump up an age here. We're getting a little bit behind. Speaking of bit behind, we need to get another library and we need to get another university online, so that way we can start actually getting a good amount of knowledge. There we go. Sounds good. Okay, this AI did a pretty good job boxing us out. So at the very moment, we're losing the territory battle. They have 52% of the map, we have 53%. We're going to go ahead and wait a little bit, and we're going to start upgrading our military. The problem is we have a good quantity, but the problem is they're not of very high quality. So it's going to be a really big problem if they start sending, like, guys with guns. Musketeers, there we go. I knew I'd get to it eventually. There we go. That's going to boost military effectiveness. That's going to give them more hit points. A lot of good stuff coming out of that. So let's do that, and that, and that. And of course, as I was saying before, library, university, and let's get another guard tower there. The guard towers really I'm just using as support structures. I wouldn't really say they would ever stop an army, but it's certainly going to give the enemy something to chew on. Okay, we have food. Time to get way more villagers going on. Citizens? Citizens. Okay, why? I don't know why I keep calling them villagers. Too much Minecraft or something? I don't know. Okay, this is going to at least get everyone up to the medieval age from the classical age, so that's going to give them a 1 age upgrade, which is good. Okay, starting to backfill all the things that we weren't doing before, making sure that our mines and our lumber yards are being stocked up fully. Okay, so we're sitting on a good amount of troops. Getting there. Here we can see a more graphical loadout with actual numbers and what we have, so this gives us an idea. We'll need more javelineers since we only had 1. So this game absolutely takes full advantage of the rock, paper, scissors idea. Making sure that your army's diverse, you've got a good count of everything, that's what's going to ensure victory. And it's about time for me to get another city going on, if I could do some research here. Okay, commerce cap. I need to do some research before that'll be raised. There is a limit in the game. There's only so much commodity you can produce at any one given time. That kind of keeps a good mental check on the game to ensure that you're not just building a bunch of cities and just producing a bunch of food. You need to do the research to make like preservation. Like if you grew a lot of crops but didn't properly preserve it, it'd all go bad. So just make sure this like kind of keeps that in check, that you're doing the research to keep up with the stuff that would logically make sense. Make sure we have some scholars, we have some extra metals and food. Let's get that stocked up. Okay, perfect. Time for us to get another city. This is a little cramped, but there's more metal here, so let's see. What else can we do? I don't want to move too far that way because I already have defenses over there. But let's go ahead and get the rest of our support structures going here. Market, library, university, lumber mill. Nope, don't have enough stuff for that. That. Tower, absolutely. And let's take care of that. Great. Keeps those guys working. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna, yep, catapults, that's the way we want to do that. I'm gonna want to start pushing on them a little bit. I have absolutely no idea what my opponent is up to, and they don't know what I'm up to. But it's going to be important. If I'm going to just stay with research or something, I need to start pushing on them. So here we have a completely unoccupied city. There's no military here, there's nothing. I could easily push pretty hard on that, but the problem is I'll be going into his territory. What I do need are these things. They're called supply wagons. They make sure that your troops are well supplied with ammo, food, clothing when they're in enemy territory. Absolutely critical. For this game's purpose, what it really does is it prevents you from taking attrition damage. So, like I said, make sure that the troops are fed, you're not suffering because you're ill-equipped, that sort of a thing. So once we get a supply wagon here, we'll start pushing on that side. Okay, we're both still in the medieval age. Oh, so all the ages, let's go through those real quick. Classical, medieval, gunpowder, enlightenment, industrial, modern, information. That's how this game has broken down all the ages that mankind has gone through. So as I was saying, let's get to the gunpowder age before they do. Okay, we have enough stuff, we have some supply wagons, we have some catapults, we have a good mix of armor, meaning the horses, and other units. So let's go ahead and start doing some damage. Worst comes to worst, we can bring them back. But if we can take out a small town or two, that would be excellent. Okay, I'm going to tab through all the research I can do. Make sure that we're technologically up to date. That's one of the really nice things about this game, is you can just hit tab and see what structures have research available. Okay guys, you gotta stick together here. I'm not gonna move these wagons into harm's way. Oops, hey. No, hey. You go back to there. You guys are gonna work on a new city. I say right there. There's that. Okay, I would like a fortress. Oh, it's a castle at this age, okay. I think we're going to take that city without much struggle, which is perfect. I'm not too interested in paying a bunch to get stuff upgraded, but I do want more stuff on the field, so let's go ahead and do that. And you may have noticed the cost of units go up as you purchase them, and and that adds another really nice level of balance to the game. Now that I've captured their city, the city's going to spend some time and go through a period of unrest until it actually becomes my city. I believe it is called, what's it called? Assimilation. At this time, I do control a lot of the smaller structures that they have available, so what I'm actually going to do is start destroying them by ravaging, or actually they're called raising. When you raise a structure, you do get a good amount of resources back, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yep, they took it back. That's fine. All we wanted to do was a quick push. See what they're up to. Okay, get a few more units going here. Want to make sure that we refill up our military. The good news is they didn't counterattack with a ton of stuff. That's kind of what I was afraid of. The real fear was that they were just going to come back and just hit me with tons of stuff, tons of military that I was absolutely not going to be prepared for. That wasn't the case. It took them a while to get there. Let's finish what we're doing here, guys. And out of lumber. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. You guys are not helping. Okay, let's hang on. You guys should be following that. Newly created units will join the team, the group of the target unit. Great. Get your butts up there. Okay, temple. All this other stuff I can't afford at the moment. You guys are making this very difficult for me to do anything logical if you're just going to dash in like idiots. Okay. Now, that having been said, we've been doing a lot of building, a lot of research, a lot of stuff like that. So obviously I've demonstrated that you can win via military. So that's mostly what's going to be happening here. Another thing that we can do is work on wonders. Now let's talk about that real quick. At this time, there are 14 wonders to use and that are available to us. The ones that are highlighted are ones we can build. The ones in the black are ones that we either have not hit the right age for or we can't afford or are just not available. I think if they're just not available. Let's sell some of this off. I really want knowledge as quickly as I possibly can get it. Marketplace. 2 more caravans, please. Caravans are little, like these guys. This is a caravan. It goes in between city and city, does small trade, and gives you a little bit of a kickback. How come I keep getting villagers that aren't doing anything? Get over here. Okay, we capped out our food production. Let's go up to the Enlightenment age. That's excellent. We're a whole age above our opponent, and you can tell based on the score, we're doing quite a bit better. Considering not long ago, we were quite a bit behind. Okay, good stuff. Everyone involved. Everyone's invited to the party. Come on now. We're going to get some generals that'll come out of our fort. They'll provide an armor bonus. Okay, let's try this again. I would like a wonder, please. I usually wait a little later, but... yeah, I don't see too much good of that. These wonders have a lot of good functions to them. Some provide free troops. Okay, retreat. Some provide free troops. Actually, let's do that. I haven't built a terracotta army in forever. This is exactly the one I was just talking about. It'll give you a free foot soldier every 30 seconds or so. And then after that, the timer goes farther. Okay, hang on. Creates a free foot unit every 30 seconds plus a half second for every infantry unit you control. No, come on. Okay, I may have found the one thing I don't like about this game. Now, everyone can tell that I'm building a wonder, everyone can also tell where it is, and everyone can also see how far I am producing it, or how much longer it's going to take me to finish it. On the upper right, you can see all these progress bars as we have throughout most of the game. Those give you an idea of how long it's taking me to do something. In this case, you can easily tell that the terracotta army is about, what, quarter done right now? So every player can. Every enemy, every ally, everyone can tell that. So if you're also building the terracotta army, it's very important that you either speed up, so you beat me from building it, or you just change projects entirely. Okay, research. Yes, yes, I'll take 2 of that, 1 of this, 2 of those. That's too expensive. Too expensive. Too expensive. Too expensive. Okay. Okay, we almost have the city, but my guys keep bouncing around. See the little red spots that are happening under their troops? That's attrition damage. It means their units are not being properly supplied, which is perfect. That's exactly what we were avoiding before with the supply wagons. So if you'll notice, what we're doing is we're attacking a little, we're reforming our troops, and then we're attacking again, just like this. Now what this is allowing us to do is use 100% of our army more effectively. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to put you guys in the stockade, which is what this guard tower is called now, and they'll actually heal over time. No. There, terracotta army complete. In the lower right, we have a little 2 and the pyramid icon. That means I have 2 wonder points. If I reach 8 wonder points and hold it for, I think, 5 minutes or something, that means I win the game. So that's a way to win. So let's get the rest of these structures online. I have that, and I have that, and I have that. Okay. Well, those guys are doing that. I know it's capped out. I just want to build the structure so I don't have to worry about it later. Speaking of which, let's get that done. Let's increase our caps. Where do you dorks think you're going? Get over here. Okay. Time for another city. Now, we could keep pushing forward, or we can retreat a little bit. There's a lot of extra room here. In this case, I'm just going to retreat a little bit and treat this guy as a resource base. We're not going to build any defensive around him. We're not going to really do a whole lot support-wise. Okay, time to really arc up some troops here. Okay, everyone healed. Excellent. Let's do some damage. Back to this guy. Oh, look at that. They counterattacked. Finally. Let's get everyone in proper formation, and then we'll charge. Let's see here. Same spiel. Library. Market. Okay. There we go. Temple. University. I will want a granary and a lumber yard here, but building a smelter would be dumb. We'll attack real hard on this side. We'll try to flank them a bit. And we're going to use some abilities. General ability, entrench. No, let's use decoys. And we're going to use ambush. Decoys will create doubles of our units, and ambush will give us invisibility. And on to the industrial age. So we had a few hiccups early on in the game, but now we've been actually catching up and surpassing them when it comes to research, which is going to give us better military vehicles, better weapons, better ways to make a better economy. I mean, it's all just benefits all around. I'll say the word better about 6 more times. better, 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 and better. Now, the industrial age has opened new commodities for us to enjoy, more specifically, oil. Now oil is required for some of the more advanced machines for this game. Very soon we'll be coming into tanks and vehicleized units, so we're definitely going to need oil to compensate for that. Okay, take care of that general, would you? Thank you, holy cow. When certain units are destroyed, you pay, or the enemy will pay what's called a ransom, and that's a little bit of a money kickback when you blow things up. So destroying enemy caravans, you're actually raiding whatever they had in their hold. So that's adding into your army. If you capture a general, the enemy will pay a ransom. That sort of thing. Okay, we have all our structures here. Let's go ahead. Lumber, that's for 3 citizens. Fantastic, that's all I needed. Okay. Military's still plenty good and strong. We're going to start taking some of these guys and get them into some cities. See how they're all mostly damaged? We're going to make sure that they heal up. They'll be unavailable until we take them back out, but at least they'll be healed. Okay, that's good. Good resource base going on. Since we hit our new age, we have Versailles, Statue of Liberty, and the Kremlin. I like the Kremlin a lot. It increases your economic cap for a lot of your resources. But more importantly, now that I've been talking enough, it's time to really get into the age of oil. Oil, oil, oil. Now I've already got a distinct advantage on my opponent considering he's not at this age. He doesn't even know oil exists, but we do, and that's awesome. So now that we're producing oil, we're already ahead on an economy, on a commodity itself. So that's absolutely perfect. Did I get one there? I did get one there, okay. Okay. Healed, 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 healed. You're healing. Let's get everyone out. Hey. Good. Let's see here. Just taking a quick look at what we've got. Let's get 2 cannons, 2 more supply wagons. See, here we go. Light tank and armored car. Oh, guys are trying at a different angle. Now, they have a tactical disadvantage because there's a river here. When they try to cross the river, they'll move slower, and we'll be able to just take pot shots at them. As I was saying, we're still capping out on a bunch of resources, so I'm actually going to build the Kremlin. Right there. You can only have 1 wonder per city, so that's why I'm spacing them out like this instead of grouping them all together. Now, on top of that... no. Actually, that's all I meant to say. Are they actually hitting me with cannon? See, now the problem is, they took good time and they were able to reposition themselves, so now I have to cross the river if I want to come to them. So I think that's what we'll do. I've got more than enough troops, and I'm very sure I'm more technologically advanced. Okay, there's that. The great thing about research is it applies immediately to all of your units that you have currently and will build ever again. So the neat thing is, now that I've researched, oh, there we go, we just saw it, armored cars instead of horses, they just immediately turn into them. Let's cross the river. Let's use a general ability or 2. And let's do our upgrades. The cost of the upgrades are also proportional to how many of the unit you have. So that's also another thing to take into consideration. If you want to upgrade your cannons and you already have 10 units deployed, the research is going to be much more expensive, understandably. Okay, let's get everyone back deployed on this side of the river. And time for research. You can't forget research. You just got to keep bouncing in here, checking out what's going on. We got the goods. Let's spend for commercialism. As we highlight some of these commodities, we can tell that we are reaching our max and we require the next level of research. You can tell about that because it's flashing yellow like it is. And as we highlight it, it says efficiency and then a number. That means we're only actually taking in 85% of what we're producing. So in a second that'll change, and it just did. Now it's efficiency 100%. Okay, we're charging. Mess up their merchant. Oh, little city right here. This will be a quick win. And we've done our research. Capture with infantry. It's captured. Fantastic. I don't want it. Let's raise it. Now, with the national borders, the way this works is their border went back because they lost their city, but mine didn't come forward because now it's like an unclaimed city right now. It's as if it doesn't really exist. That's how that's actually treated. And we can move right to the modern age, which is great, keeping 2 steps ahead of our opponent at all times where we can. And I think if we finish off these infantry, we can just move right up to the next city. We've finished the Kremlin, and they're working on the Colossus. The Colossus of roads, increased wealth, increased population, increased commerce, not too worried. The Kremlin is like a souped up version of that. Oh, we get a free spy, that's right. What are we doing? We are in the modern age officially. Let's reposition. Okay, what to do? Let's see here. We've got room for more cities if we want. And I want. Let's just go ahead and dump it right here. Oh, no, we don't. I take that back. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just researching it. There we go. Oh, air raid siren. Okay, they have aircraft. Oop, come on, mouse. Help me out here. Let's get that taken care of. 4 anti-aircraft guns should do it. Let's also rebolster our military. I'm sure I could do something fun with you, Spy. There we go. The city's been disbanded and now it's in the middle. This is the middle ground of where our nations would be culturally. Okay, time for oil refineries. What these do is they increase the amount of oil you produce, whether or not there's an oil derrick in the city limits. That's how some of these other support structures work. They have to be within the city limits in order to help. So the granary will help farms produce more food, assuming, again, they're within city limits. These oil refineries don't matter. So it's important we get these things cranked up as quickly as we can, because that'll boost our production. And I think that will do it right there. I feel kind of bad putting an oil refinery right next to the Terracotta Army, but it's got a good amount of defense there. So sell. And the reason why I like to sell off the structures when I'm in the base, I think is, you might have seen it before, when they come and take it back, if they do take it back, that means that's less functionality they have available. So right here we're going to move right to their war machine, right here. Now, we could wait the whole timer, which is 1 minute and 40 seconds now, and then the city would be ours, and then we just have to repair it and that's it. It's a full city. And it's fully functioning because they've already spent all the resources to put all the structures there to support. But really in this case I kind of enjoy more of a, I guess, a scorched earth policy. Because if I'm ever sure that I can't keep it, I would very much prefer that neither can they. A little expensive, but we're getting all the research done. Getting really caught up. Now that they're on the defensive, this gives us time to really get much more teched up. Even if we lose our army, which may happen, we'll be far more advanced technologically. Why don't you guys come over here and then shoot that guy? Sell. There we go. Really reducing the amount of factories this guy has available. Oop. Now you can only actually raise the city if there are no other structures under its control. For example, we have a lumber mill here and we have 5 farms. We won't be able to sell off the city until all this stuff goes away. Which I don't know if we'll actually sell the city itself, but I at least want to tone this down. Again, even if they do take it back, there's not going to be a whole lot they'll have. And you see that plus 20 food? It gives us a little bit of a kickback for raising it to the ground. And the trumpet means we've assimilated a city. Now you see the controls all the way to the red, meaning now we own it. Now it's actually in our nation. Okay, very good. Now, they did build an air base. Oh, and we have access to missiles. That's fantastic. Since our military's been mostly here, let's get 2 airports, and let's get some missile silos. Missile silos are great for hardened positions. If there's a turret or anything like that we need to break through, or if we want to really mess them up, we can research nuclear weapons, and that's something that we can work on later. I think we need to hit the Age of Information in order for us to have nukes. Research, research, excellent. Let's get this done. We've capped off our civic, commerce, and science tiers once that's done, so that's excellent. Now, once you research all the technology available here, there's 4 super techs. I don't really know what they're called, but they really change the way the game is played once you get that far. And maybe we will get that far, maybe we'll annihilate this guy, I'm not too sure. Very good. So I think you get a good idea of the game. We're building small cities that turn into larger cities when they get certain support structures built next to them. Those things produce resources. The resources are then used to declare war and fight your opponents. And then research at these structures, make them more efficient, produce faster, that sort of a thing. So that's really the gist of how this sort of a game works. When you play with more people, it can get absolutely crazy when there's several nations on the board at one time. You can trade with other nations, you can do custom diplomacy. This has just been a real, we're just going to kill some guy kind of a game matchup. So there hasn't been a whole lot of finesse to it. Okay. My mouse is a little jaggedy. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes to research. Get that done. We need... oh, military level 7. Okay, we have airplanes. Let's see. Biplane, bomber, and helicopter. Helicopters are great supplemental units to have around, and they're pretty cheap. They're great against submarines. Oh, another thing I wanted to share now that I just said that out loud. Whenever you build units, this game is pretty learn-friendly. Like, the learning curve isn't insanely sharp, because every time you want to create a unit, let's say the biplane, it tells you what kind it is, what kind of unit, what category it goes under, when you can purchase it, and what it's used for, strengths and weaknesses on top of that. So if ever you're going up against a certain unit, you can come here and be like, oh, well, I want to build helicopters. What are those good for? Let's see, strong versus tanks and artillery and submarines. That's perfect. We've been getting a lot of tanks here, so it'd be nice to have that as a complement. Point proven exactly. Okay, you guys have to come back a little bit and regroup. Getting a little too separate. The artillery can't help. For missile silos, we can build the V2 rocket, the nuclear missile, and then the cruise missile. I believe the cruise missile is an upgrade of the V2 rocket. So that gives us really nice options later on. Okay, let's go back to wonders. Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower. I believe we'll be building the Eiffel Tower that doubles our oil income. Absolutely, we're sitting on a ton of wealth. Oh crap, I built the... wait. Okay, I just did a lot of clicking for no reason. We'll put the Eiffel Tower right in the corner of the map. For all intents and purposes, for this game, the world is flat. And when I say that, it really means what I mean, is you can't sweep around the back, so this is the very corner of everything. So if they want to come get the Eiffel Tower, they're going to have to come through quite a bit of riffraff. And of course the happy announcement. Okay, let's go ahead and work on this guard tower, or it's called a stockade now. Throughout the ages of time, units and structures may take on different names, but they're the same thing. They'll upgrade and grow with it. So that's actually how that works. So that's why I've called it a guard tower, because I believe that's what the ancient tech is called. And then it goes through stockade and what are ours called now? Bunkers. Same structure. Oh, we could do nukes. Yeah, research nukes. Similar with other things, the AI will get, or enemies will get a notification that Megacycle is attempting to build nuclear weapons, or at least research them. So you can really tell exactly what's going on and what you need to be careful of. Get all this riffraff cleaned out, and then we're going to go right for... well, I do want to use a nuke. We're going to leave the capital for a nuke. We're going to come over here and take over what looks like to be their second most populated city. Just to be safe, let's get those guns online. And let's make sure all of our military units are going to assist. That's really helpful too, because when the unit is built, it'll go right and join that army immediately. It'll go to where they're at and supplement its help. It won't just sit here outside of my barracks and just staring at whatever. Do that. Thank you, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the age of information. And I don't have enough money to just buy it right out. Supercomputer, cold casting, all this research, it's good to have. Not too sure what all of it does. It's been a while since I played. But you can guarantee it's not going to hurt. Bam. Everyone now knows that we've properly developed nuclear weapons. These things are expensive to build and use, especially at this stage of the game, but can be very effective. And then the next level is ICBM for the nuke, and then cruise missile. ICBM stands for Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. I'm sure it just increases the range. Nuclear missile, strong versus building and ships, weak versus units that run away fast. Well, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard. Can we afford 4? Now you can even tell with this kind of a unit, it requires knowledge to build. So it's also a really good move that or a nice ability that the Greeks can produce knowledge right out of the gate. Eiffel Tower complete. That puts us at 10 10 wonder points, which has enacted a wonder victory. As you just saw the countdown, we have to survive for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and we will win because we have the minimum requirement for a wonder bonus, or the wonder victory. Now, more importantly, our nukes will be ready in a moment, and I'd like to demonstrate this for you. How about let's move our army back just a tad. So the 2 things I want to show before this episode's complete are the 4 super techs and using nukes. Can you build another wonder? Oh sure, the Super Collider. That's my ultimate favorite. Super Collider means research is instantaneous, and it fixes some of the prices in the market. Products can only be so high or so low. So you can mass sell a bunch of stuff. Oh, I don't think I can hit it. Oh, looks like it's giving me the prompt, so here we go. That's what a nuke does. It reduces the city so that way it can be immediately captured, and actually turns on the Armageddon clock. I'll explain that real quick too. The Armageddon clock, every time someone launches a nuke, it turns down 1. When the Armageddon clock hits 0, everyone loses. So you can't just be all nuke happy. There's actually a reason, or there's actually a consequence for nuking your Mother Earth. And last thing I wanted to show you before the episode finishes, because I've got 1 minute and 45 seconds to win on Wonder, or taking the capital, which I have, or Armageddon if I ever want everyone to lose. These are the 4 super techs. After you research all of these, the game doesn't really have any more research for you. Missile Shield, which means missiles will not explode in your territory. World Government, which means all these victory timers are instantaneous. Global Prosperity, which turns your economic cap to 999, which is where we're getting close to. And then Artificial Intelligence, which means units are produced instantaneously. Anything. Civilians, planes, infantry, everything. So that's something that I always enjoy. And anyone can research these. So it's not like once I grab this, I have it all. They're not like wonders. Once wonders are built, that's it. I was hoping we get that done before game over, but I guess not. So this was a fair match. If we were a little slower on building our military, we could have been very outhanded and outgunned. But I think this worked out pretty nice. Like I said, this is a really great game. It's a little older, but I think it was polished and done well. I'm really happy with coming to this one, I don't know, maybe like a couple times a year. So not too bad. That's 1 versus 1. 4 versus 4 maps are absolutely crazy. Everyone's helping out, and the AI is actually pretty intelligent on some regards. They'll actually assist you if you're under attack, or they will attempt to complement your attack if you are going in for the kill. So it actually comes out a little bit nicer. It's actually a little more intelligent than some of the other RTSs I've played, that's for sure. And there we go. Victory, you won a Wonder victory, score, and time. You can go through and examine achievements, who got what, where, at what time, and then examine the map. Let's just go to achievements real quick. Quick breakdown of winner, most valuable player, victory type, blah blah blah. And if you're an accountant, let me tell you what, there are graphs and charts and everything here for you. I'll just blitz through this real quick. This tells you with the numeric, the Roman numeral, tells you at what age, at what time you hit what. So let's go ahead and hit technology. So Tech 2, they hit the classical age and medieval age faster than we did, but then we beat them to every single age after that, and they never made it out of the industrial age. So not too bad there. A larger timeline for wonders, and then of course military, territory, that sort of a thing. So pretty interesting. They had probably double the territory for more than half of the game, but they didn't utilize their resources properly, clearly. And see here, they were pretty neck and neck. Just some very simple split decisions decided who would win or lose. Not too bad. A couple more charts and whatnot. Units killed, units lost. Okay, 3-1 about. I'm happy with that. Cool. Well, thanks a lot for joining me, guys. Really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun for me. Hope it's been fun for you. If there's anything you'd like to see, any comments, feel free to let me know. And I will see you next time.